Alright, I'm back here again. How's everything I've been? Yeah, kinda like nearly charged some batteries a bit. I kinda felt like after I did the WrestleMania reviews, I kinda was burnt out a bit from doing these about wrestling and stuff. I feel pretty burnt out immediately, so I did not have really urge to do any of these unless it's something I really want to talk about. So after pretty much a month and a half, I only did one video in that past month was the CM Punk one. So after all that, I now have some urge to talk about what I want to talk about. And but this is a little late in the game. That is on AEW Double or Nothing 2023. Um, definitely not like last year's where it was so egregiously long. If you remember my review of last year's show, you will know how long that show was, and kinda hurt my enjoyment. So I still enjoyed some things on that show last year, but yeah, with this year, I don't know. Everyone is calling this show a two-match show. It's not really because the show was bad necessarily, but it was gonna live and die. This show was gonna live or die by those matches because the Undercard wasn't that much, honestly. Like overall, this show was decent. It was, but not on the par, or even some of the recent AEW pay-per-views like Revolution and even Full Gear a couple of months ago. So yeah, and the only the only undercard match I kinda enjoy was the opener, believe it or not. The opener for the AEW International Championship Battle Warrior. You get the defending champion always casually defending his title here. And it's kind of obvious. This was to get everyone on the show since most of the guys here don't have really much going for us, but like Dustin Rose, Key Lee, Serge Strickland, W. Morrissey. There's a lot of names, and they include guys that have feuds for each other in this match. Ricky Starks, Jay White, stuff like that, and with Jay White, I hope he turns up a bit because he's pretty much in danger of just pretty much being lost to each other and never really quite get to the kind of upper echelon in that company where you thought with his character, his personality, that you would think that's where he will be, but he's not right now. Same goes with Ricky Starks, honestly. So yeah. But the match I thought was enjoyable for a battle royal. I really enjoyed the finish, the ending sequence, but the Orange Cassidy and Swerve Strickland, where you thought oh my god, this is where Orange Cassidy is going to win the tie, is going to lose the tie, excuse me, and Is it kind of sad to say like this title has like slightly more value than the TNT title at this point? Like, with so many fucking title changes that's gone on with that belt, the international ones actually has more legs into it because Orange Cassidy has had pretty much an enjoyable run with that title. Like, he has opened every Dynamite seems like this year alone, and has some pretty banger matches. And while it wasn't a part of Orange Cassidy's other matches, this was still fine actually. So yeah, and I really thought he was gonna lose that ball. I was kind of glad he did it in this case because him losing the title at the Battle Royal always felt to me like almost silly because I would want to drop it in a really great singles match rather than this. So I'm glad he retained in this case. So yeah, Vince is gonna lose tonight, but for now, Orange Cassidy is still the AEW International Champion. So next match is the unsanctioned match. Oh boy. Chris Jericho versus Adam Cole with Sabu as special enforcer. Oh boy. Where do I begin? Like, and also a thing with this show, with the crowd being dead in most cases with most of the matches. And this match was a perfect example of it. And at times they didn't really sell out the building for this show. And part of me thinks like they should get out of it. They should get out of Las Vegas, honestly, because it's you wore out Las Vegas by constantly giving them shows. So yeah, while at times I kind of feel like I on that side, but on the other side, with the crowd being there, at times like, can you blame them? Because like, this match, like, first of all, I get Tony Khan is like a huge ECW mark and was a huge fan of Sabu apparently. But his appearance did nothing, added absolutely nothing to the match. It honestly kind of dragged down this match. And I kind of felt like this match didn't kind of need to be on station. Because if it is a normal match, what we worked out was because with Chris Jericho at this point, he's kind of hit or miss. Like, he has some hit matches like this year with Ricky Starks. And even the match with Roderick Strong, I brutally enjoyed it. That, like, one of the shows before Double Nothing, I like his first kind of remember about this, so I thought visually it looked cool. But this year, unfortunately, was a mess, and yeah, this was the most disappointing match of the night. Because I had expectations toward this match, and it didn't quite match well. Like, it's almost like even the missed tag team match that they did the Dynamite afterwards with Jericho Soraya against Attica and Dr. Britt Baker, I thought that match was better than this. Like, wow, like you could tell even the match. You can tell like they were kind of like they kind of struggle in some spots, try to get their spots in, and like it just didn't look good. And the finish is like, why? Why you just couldn't let Adam Cole pin him? Something like that. Why you have to stoppage? Why you have to do a referee stoppage where it didn't even quite warrant it? Literally the best part of the match for me was Britt Baker getting the candlestick with Chris Jericho. That was kind of fun. And he beat Soraya immediately with a candlestick. I thought that was quite funny. But yeah, this was not good. Sorry. This wasn't good, and the finish kinda killed the match for me because like couldn't you just like I said, couldn't you just let Adam Cole pin that guy? I get what they were trying to build, save it for the missed that match on the next Wednesday, but honestly you could have done the missed that match here and it would have been so much better than what we got here. So yeah, so I had a couple on, but really, it was a borderline boring disappointment on Sachin match. The most disappointing match of this entire night for me. Uh, the next match we get is for the AEW World Tag Team titles. We get FTR defending against Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal with Mark Briscoe as the special guest referee. Apparently the bill had like Mark Briscoe being a mediator, trying to be like. Apparently, like I think Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal were trying to use Mark Briscoe to get them to win the tag team titles here. And FTR tried to make sense of Mark Briscoe, but he really just couldn't. There's some history, I guess, with Mark Briscoe, Jay Lethal by their ROH days. So they had a lot of matches for the world title there, I believe. I think with Jay Lethal had the wellness champion for like a year. So yeah. So this match, FTR, Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, it was average. It wasn't like all spectacular. It was an average to decent match. Points for Aubrey Edwards taking that guitar shot of Karen Jarrett. Like, I don't know if I want to take it because holy shit, that was fucking brutal. Like, Karen Jarrett fucking nailed Aubrey Edwards with that guitar shot. That looked fun actually to see. So yeah, but the match was just average. It was there. FTR retained. And like with Jerry Alito, it's kind of cool to see that, but the novelty, the thing is, the novelty is gonna get really thin if they're doing the same thing because they had just had, like, what, 3 AEW tag team title opportunities and lost in all 3 of them? Like, yeah, the novelty is gonna get worn out there pretty thinly with that one. So, yeah. Next match is the TNT Championship ladder match. We get Wardlow defending against Christian Cage. Now, this one I kinda like. It wasn't a standard of Christian Cage's older ladder matches. But him against Wardlow for the TNT title, it was good. Like, Um, Christian, I must say, Christian, I was kind of crazy in some of the bumps that Christian took here because, like, it's matches. I think it's matches like they what got him retired for like 7 years and got him concussed and stuff like that. Well, I don't know if it was the reason, but there's the reason why he's been out of the ring for he was out of the ring for 7 years, and yeah, but it's good to see on its own 2 feet still. And yeah, the Wardle Swanton Bond spot was really cool. The Swanton that he did was on, I think it was Lucius Shore who was in Christie's going and Arn Anderson tried to help him, tried to help Wardle, and Wardle hit that Swanton Bond, although Lucius, that was cool, I must say, for a big guy, because Ward is not like a small guy, but it's not small. He's kind of quite. He's not big, but he's pretty much almost like almost quite big. So him doing the swanton bomb up the ladder it was a cool visual moment. Nothing more to say with Wardlow retaining the TNT title here, and like. I I really hope like they do more with his tiring because like man the room has come up so fucking quick with that guy. Like this time last year he was like one of the hottest baby faces in all of pro wrestling. Now a year later and he's pretty much stuck exactly to where he was a year ago. And he hasn't really progressed or anything. He's just still stuck in the exact same spots. And it's really fortunate to what has happened to that guy. So that so much that I was kind of hoping Christian Cage will win here just for the sake of him and that TNT title where has been so much abuse throughout this past year. So yeah. But one of the things that was a good match. The next match is quite unfortunate for the AEW Women's Championship. You get Jamie Hayter with defending against Toni Storm in the rematch of their pretty much the best match of that Full Gear show a couple of months ago for that AEW Women's title. And it's kind of unfortunate because apparently Jamie Hayter was hurt and was coming into this match pretty hurt and injured. She was working injured stuff, and props to Jamie Hayter to gut it out and did her damage to try to work the match to a reasonable, respectable quality here. So I admire him for that. And yeah, for what they did the best what they could do, knowing the circumstances they were dealt with Toni Storm and stuff and Jamie Hayter stuff. The match was the match. I say mash. It was pretty because it really was a match. This was kind of an angle. But as for what they tried to do here, it was okay. It was an okay match. But yeah, this was a pretty much long angle just to get the title off of Jamie Hayter so she could take time out to recuperate the injury more. And to get the title back to Toni Storm, I'm happy, somewhat happy for her getting that title one because her other one was interim, so at least she doesn't have that stigma name attached to her anymore. So I'm happy for her for that, but this Outcast story, this Outcast fashion, the acting, the whole act of the Outcast between her, Soraya, excuse me, and Ruby Soho, guy I just really don't care for. So it's hard to get invested for Tony Storm's second reign. But yeah, I got happy for getting a second one to see what she does with it. So yeah, it was really a nothing match, but they did what they could given the circumstances that they were given. So yeah. So the next one is for the AEW World Trio Championship, and it was the House of Black in the Open House Rules match, defending against the Acclaim and Billy Gunn. Um, I kind of skipped the match, so I didn't really watch much of it. Although I did saw the clip of Matt Gass's rhyme on Buddy Matthews about what they called name mate about her girl getting cut by the Nate Dominant. That was fun. Like Matt Gass's rhymes and stuff like can be crazy as hell. But the match, for what I saw, for some of the few highlights, it was just there, pretty much. It was just meh. So yeah, the House of Black retain here. I visually it looked cool that open house was met, but that's pretty much all I can say here. There's nothing much to it with. Just like the next match for the TBS title, TBS title. You got Jay Cargill defending against Taya Valkyrie. And yeah, this wasn't good. Like Jay as champion, like I don't know, like you can see she has untapped potential in her, but some of the matches she delivered on pay-per-views are not really good. Not really, so yeah, and this was an example of it. This match was just the match was pretty much boring. Like, and you kind of like, and pretty much predictable because I didn't think Jay will lose here, and she did. So she passed by Taya Valkyrie for the TBS Championship. But the real story of this day is happened afterwards. So the manager of Jay Cargill, I don't know his name, sorry if I don't say it, but he comes to the ring and issues an open challenge for Jay since he claims there's no one left for Jay Cargill in AEW. There's no one. She has beaten them all. And then that it is until Chris Statlander, who we had not seen for pretty much a year since it has been a long ass fucking time. So yeah, so Chris Statlander is now back And she pretty much quickly beat Jade Cargill for the TBS Championship. And Clay Stanton is the new TBS champion and beat the undefeated streak of Jade Cargill. Wow. Here's the thing with this. There's a part of me that don't like this kind of booking of where the heel champion after having a match, like a part of me doesn't like it where the heel champion does it and they have to and they pretty much comes out and challenge another babyface contender here. Like, I don't like this book of them having what I tried to get at here. Sorry. I don't like this book of having a heel champion after having a title match just really gave out a championship match to anyone. Ronda Rousey showed up for a few months ago, a perfect example of it. It pretty much makes the heel look kind of dumb, honestly. But the only that's kind of the point, and believe it or not, it made for a huge moment for Chris Stanton to pretty much come in and beat Jade Cargill that quick. I tried to see and I've seen what they tried to get. They will try to replay the Ultimate Warrior moment from SummerSlam 1998 where named where a huge uprising face challenges the heel champion and they beat the heel champion in that. I see what they're trying to get from. Again, so it was a nice moment for Chris Stanton. I get it. I'm happy for her. And she was ultimately the right person to beat Jade Cargill for the TBS as Jade Cargill had the TBS championship for so long that the only person that could possibly beat her was Chris Stanton. So I'm happy for her, but at the same time, I didn't quite like how it was kind of booked here, but I get what they were trying to do. So I'm happy for Chris Stanton being the new TBS champion. So the next match is one of the two main events of the show. For the AEW World Championship, it's the Four Pillars 4-way match. MJF defending against Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Wasn't a fan for much of this film. I don't know, at times it was pretty much confusing, honestly, where Sammy Guevara was a heel for the top, but then kind of unofficially, unannouncedly, out of the blue, he's a face here. Which, at this point, you haven't been booked like a face. He's kind of getting out of that stick with the Jericho Appreciation Society, that whole fashion. And him here enduring the entrance, announcing with Ty Mello, announcing they're gonna have a baby. It was pretty much a babyface moment, even though they're not really baby faces here. So it was kind of weird booking here. So while I was not really a fan during much of this film, some of the part with MJ and Darby Allin was decent, I guess, but all of this build was nothing much to it, and I can kind of see why it didn't main event because it didn't really have that main event feel to it. But man, oh man, like these four went out there: MJF, Darby Allin, Jack Perry, Sammy Guevara. They all went out on mission to prove that they were the fucking main event, and holy damn, like they pretty much out there and felt like they really wanted a main event match because boy, this was a kick-ass fail forward, am I right? And this may have been best forward I ever seen. I don't know if it is truly because I have to write on my but I can't think of another. But as of now, there isn't other fatal four-way matches that are quite as really good and great as this one because they really kick ass here. Like they all four guys shine here. All these guys felt like matter here during this man, and yeah, they really for the first few spots in this match, they made you believe that AJ title was on, and that's the one really credit I could give to MJF's title reign. As of now, is like during this match and the Iron Man match he had with Bryan Danielson, he really made you believe like, wow, like he's really gonna lose that title, and that's the one that I can really give MJF throughout his world title. It's like he made you really believe that he could lose at any time, but he still needs to wait with those sneaky victories. And the headline takedown with Darby Allin with the finish, like it was quite funny that they literally did the assassin finish for their singles match of like full year 2021, I believe. That was the same finish that they did here. So MJF retains the title still, but man, this was a great match. Honestly, pretty much was match of the night for me. Was pretty much. This was an excellent fair forward match for the AEW World title. So it pretty much leads me to the main event of this show, the Anarchy in the Arena match. The Blackpool Combat Club of John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Rhea Yuta, and Bryan Danielson against the Elite, the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson, Heyman Adam Page, and Kenny Omega. The four Elite members are back together just to combine and fight the Blackpool Combat Club. And with the amount of bill and hype for this, it kinda had to main event this show. And with how it kinda ended, I could kinda see why it had to end this show like that. Because this was kind of the only match that really felt like it had that main event feel to it. I mean, all these Elite Blackpool Combat Clubs that have always closed the Dynamite, the shows leading up to this. So, you kind of might as well make it the main event here. And like, although it wasn't as crazy fun as the last year's Anarchy Arena match, and it didn't have the shot of a bloody Eddie Kingston slowly crawling through it. That was pretty badass actually, but no, now that I remember. But it wasn't as crazy fun as that match, but this was still pretty fun. I the live performance and stuff, like I didn't quite as enjoy it as the last year's where they just played the music and stuff and had Chris Jericho cut up the audio for that was quite funny. So that's the one aspect I didn't like about this match. Was the live performance, the wild they kept repeating on. And I get what they were trying to do with the Jumbo kicking some guy that was like painting blackface. Like, it was fucking awkward. Let's just say that. It was fucking awkward looking face paint, I must say. But yeah, this was pretty much what you could expect. A really fun, entertaining Anarchy in the Arena. It wasn't as great as last year, but it was still really good. It was still good for what it was. And some of the spots I cringed immediately with one of the young bucks taking don't that bump without a shoe on it. Like, holy fuck. I can't imagine how it is to walk without, like, pretty much without footwear with a fucking don't that bump landing on top of your ankle, on pretty much the bottom of your ankle. Like, holy fuck, that was nasty. And the super kick explosion, like, holy damn. These guys tried to go all out here, like, man. So the match gets going and going, and then comes the final finish where Kenny Omega looks like he's about to win, but then Don Callis, who just turned on Kenny Omega the Elite just a few weeks ago during his steel cage match with John Moxley, Don Callis comes out, looks like he was about to attack by Kenny, when all of a sudden Takeshita comes out and kiss Kenny Omega, and seemingly they didn't quite say it, but he's pretty much aligning himself with Donkey and with the Blackpool Combat Club. And Blackpool Combat won the match, and there's that. And Takeshita joined the Blackpool Combat Club officially or unofficially. I think it's the way to go, especially if I think what it's going to lead to with if I think what it's leaning towards with the Kesha being with the Blackpool Combat Club, you got fired now against Combat the Elite with a possible inclusion of Kota Ibushi, and they have their bloody guts match 5 vs 5. Like, yeah, that's pretty much going to be off the shows, that blood guts, if that were to happen with Kota Ibushi with the Elite and Takeshita now with the Blackpool Combat Club. So yeah, and I kind of find with Blackpool Combat Club winning this match, since I think the Elite are going to get their win back in Blood and Guts, and there's still some mileage in this feud. So I'm fine with Blackpool Combat Club winning here. So all in all, the two really key matches pretty much made this show watchable. If you don't want to watch it, if you want to watch Double or Nothing this year and really want to see the really good stuff, I recommend watching the AEW World Title match and the Anarchy of the Arena match. The Anarchy in the Arena match. The undercard was pretty mid. But it has some decent matches. With, like I said, the matches that I joyfully only called the opening match, the Battle Royal, and the TNT Title match, Christian Cage and Wardlow. So, yeah. So, this was not on par for with other AEW pay-per-views. It was, could have been better, could have been worse, I'll say. This was, like, in terms like AEW show, this is not going, this is definitely not going to go down as like a great AEW pay-per-view. It was kind of like below some of the average stuff, but a bit higher than some of the pretty much average shows that AEW's got. But yeah, so this show, this was a disappointing show if you look in the grand scheme of things and compare it to some of the AEW shows. Like, this show was a disappointing, but this show, it has some fun elements to it, somewhat here. So yeah, so that's pretty much what all I had to say about Double or Nothing 2023. Super signs off. Like this video if you haven't. Subscribe over here. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you thought about Double or Nothing 2023 in the comment section below. And as always, I'm Jason Maenius, and I approve this match.